Hello guys, welcome aboard. Nigel here with you, Nigel's Modelling Bench, and I have an exciting little video for you today with some information of a brand new kit coming. And if you are a fan of Imperial Japanese Navy ships in 1/350th scale, you're all going to love this one. So if you remember, we're talking Verifier today. If you remember, back a while ago I did a review of this one here, which you see on the screen now, which was the 1/350th scale Yamato from Verifier. Now I believe the Musashi came first in their range, and then the Yamato came after, and I was lucky enough to be sent the first advanced kit, and the advanced kit was an absolute bargain. I think the standard kit was about £120, wasn't it? And in that you just got plastic and a couple of sheets of photo etch, and then they brought out the advanced kit and they gave you lots of extra photo etch, turn metal barrels, wooden deck, and loads of 3D printed resin. And that one was done at £149, so it was an extra like 30 quid for all that extra stuff, which is absolutely incredible in the world of ship modelling. I've also been on the Verifier website today to see if they have any box images of this new model that's coming, and they don't. But I've noticed that the advanced version of the Yamato is sold out at Verifier. Now, whether when they say sold out means temporarily or if that's it, I'm not sure. But I did notice that Tiger Hobbies have got a couple in stock at 150 quid. So if you're interested in that, go get one from Tiger Hobbies, because it could be that what I'm going to show you in a minute, it could be that the tooling for the Yamato hull has now been scrapped. We shall see. Anyway, moving forward. So then, as you know, I reviewed the Takayo, and I also had Taiho beforehand. And then along came this one here, which was the Super Yamato, which is a what-if ship. It was never actually built, but basically it was going to be a rearmed, upgunned, Yamato, and it was going to be a monster that would absolutely destroy anything from probably 50 miles away, or 40 miles away, whatever. I'm exaggerating, but yeah, it was absolutely incredible. You know, it could fire. The Yamato could fire like 1,500 kilo rounds for I think it was 25 or 30 miles or kilometers. Absolutely incredible. Each turret on a Yamato weighed more than a IJN destroyer of the time. So each turret was heavier than a destroyer, which is, it's just mental, isn't it? So and this one was even bigger. So well, not bigger, but heavier. So there we go. So what would be a natural follow-on from this? And I've begged them to do this. I've begged Verifier to do this, and I think Sen Navy has too. If you haven't seen Sen Navy, go and have a look at his channel. It's a fantastic channel. He's Taiwanese, and yeah, he's built the Yamato from the 3 different manufacturers. Currently, there's in 350th scale, you've got Tamiya, the Border model, and Verifier. And in my opinion, the Verifier is without doubt the best. It's certainly the nicest hull. The Tamiya kit has a stupid design where they got a separate sort of 4-inch section of the bow. So you have this huge great seam that runs down the side of the ship and all across the bottom. And of course you've got all the plating and everything that wraps all around the hull, so that's all got to be blended in. And then you've got this pathetic idea where instead of just moulding the hull in 2 halves, they've got all these screwed in bloody sections with joins everywhere, and it's just ridiculous. It's like building the hull up like Meccano. It's absolutely crazy. I don't know why they've done it. The moulded on degaussing cable is literally like a 1960s monogram aircraft panel line. You know, there's no feature to it whatsoever. They're forcing you to buy their photo etch degaussing cable add-on set. So but the Border model hull has some funny seams as well. I believe I did hear a rumor they'd corrected it, but they had some difficult seams to work with on the hull assembly, whereas the Verifier goes together beautifully. And as I say, if you want to see a comparison of the 3, go take a look at Sen Navy's channel. So so what's coming our way? Well, here you go. Here we are. Shinano, yes, I've begged them for this, and really, really pleased they've done it. They've sent me some photos or some images that I'm going to show you now. They've also sent them to Send Navy, so it's not exclusive or something. It's not you saw it here first, but there we go. So here we go is the first CAD image of the model. It's early days yet. I believe this isn't due until 2026, but you can see her there, stern on. The funnel looks like it's leaning forward. It's not. The funnel is leaning out towards you. So, yeah, it's quite misleading in some of these photos. You look at it and think, why is that funnel leaning out? But that superstructure, I don't know if you can see in that photo, but that superstructure is built out on a platform which is extended out from the side of the deck. So, very, very big flight deck on this aircraft. The pilots must have loved it if they never got to use it. Unfortunately, she was rushed. If you're wondering where the link is with Yamato, if you don't know these things, this was going to be the third Yamato class ship. I believe it was called Project 110 or something. And she was not near completion, but well on the way, and they decided to convert her into an aircraft carrier. So all of the internal structure, all the superstructure had to come down. Apparently the barbettes where the guns were used for storing ammunition. In this one, they had something like 4,500 tons of concrete encasing the aircraft, the aviation fuel tanks, because you remember what happened with Taiho, their explosion due to leaking fuel after she was attacked. And because the lifts were lower than the actual fuel tanks, then the lifts flooded with fuel. So you had like a great big swimming pool full of petrol, which obviously with a spark just boom, and up she went. So yeah, they covered that with this one. So yeah, she was really, really rushed. They wanted to extend the time she was sent out, but no, they were having it and it had to go out. It should have been an omen to them. They opened the docks too quickly. The ship was pushed forward off of her blocks and smashed the bow into the wall, the end wall of the dry dock. So that should have been an omen to tell them to stop, but they didn't. It took another few weeks to repair the bow, and then she was sent out, and they hurriedly moved her to Kure. She was in the Yokosuka shipyard. They moved her to Kure, and in that movement between Yokosuka, whatever it is, and Kure, she was attacked by an American submarine and sunk. So after all that, she spent less than 24 hours on the sea. At sea, she never even made it into combat. She wasn't carrying the aircraft you see there. She was carrying the Oku and the kamikaze ships, the kamikaze boats. So the Oku was like was it rocket or jet powered kamikaze plane, if you want to call it that, and the boats were kamikaze. So obviously you know what that means. So that's what she was carrying when she was sunk. I have asked Verifire if they would be doing injection molded Oka and kamikaze boats so that you could build her as sunk should you wish. Obviously I haven't had a reply back. She's got to be obviously conversing with her team and everything. So there we go. I've also asked if there's going to be a sort of basic, advanced and deluxe, or just a basic and deluxe version of the kit. So I'll let you know as soon as I know more in one of my monthly updates or something. So there you can see she's lovely, beautiful looking model. I can't wait to see it. All the gun emplacements are there, looking very, very nice indeed. So here we have a next image. This is looking on from the bow onto the port side, and you can see there the gun emplacements all down the sides. Now I'm not sure if they're going to do her as she was sunk or as envisioned, but she had rocket launchers. She had 100, I think she had 100 triple 50s, triple 25 mils, sorry. And yeah, she was absolutely armed to the gills, and some of the armor plate on the sides was reduced, I believe, to allow for very thick armor plate on the deck. She could apparently withstand the 1,000-pound bomb being dropped directly onto the deck. So, but obviously we never found out. Unfortunately, she was sunk within Japanese waters, and the Japanese will not allow any diving missions to go on. There is a photograph, and I did read that it was actually a photograph of the wreck. So she's, if that's true, she's sat on the bottom, on her bottom, and the deck is up. So obviously if you could lower the water level a bit, you could walk on the deck. That's basically what I'm saying. Whether that's true or not, I do not know. But she is the most complete Yamato hull we've got. And it's a shame we can't go and have a look and get some lovely footage on YouTube. But it'll come one day, but probably not in my lifetime. So there we are, yeah, beautiful image. And as you can see, we've got the aircraft there on the lifts, on the deck, and we've got the 3 different types of aircraft. Here you can see we've taken away the deck and we've got all of the hangar detail. You can see the gun emplacements there down the side with rocket launchers and all sorts on them. You can see the 2 lifts there featured. So obviously we're going to get the option of having the lifts up or down. You've got the side openings there in the hangar deck, which I believe were mainly designed to be kept shut, but they probably put them there to allow evacuation of fumes or whatever when they run the aircraft in the hangar deck. You can see there on the forecastle, we've got the support beams coming up the side, as we do on the stern as well. So all very, very nice. You can see the Yamato hull shape there, and you can see the little sort of wings at the back where the ship's boats were stored. So you can definitely see her Yamato heritage there. What is very interesting, I find, in this photograph is you see that bulkhead going across the middle. The doorway in that, unless it's a moving bulkhead, but the doorway in that looks like it's not wide enough for an aircraft to go through, which seems a bit silly, because I thought generally the way they worked was they would land from the stern to the bow and then go down on the forward lift so that the subsequent aircraft could land, and then they were taken through the hangar deck and brought up on the rear so they could take off. I don't know what's going on there, but anyway, there we are. So you can see we've got all that detail inside. A lot of this will be fictitious because there is not, well, to date that I know of, there's no drawings or anything available. There's only 3 pictures of her apparently. So a lot of this will be sort of artistic license, but it's nice to have all the detail there and be able to look through the ship. That's something I like to do on aircraft carriers. And then here we can see a side-on view. You can see in there the plastic structures that support the hull, just like they do on Yamato. And what I was saying earlier about the Yamato kit being scrapped, I'm not sure if they're going to modify the Yamato hull tooling to give us this new hull, because obviously it's extended up the sides, or if they're going to have add-on pieces. So when they say sold out on their Yamato Advanced kit, it could mean that's it. They're done. So Musashi and Yamato might be finished. Don't know. We shall see. It's just what's in the shops that's remaining. I've got 3 of them here. Crazy. So yeah, there we go. So that's a lovely image looking through the hangar deck and everything, and you can see there the support beams on the forecastle and the stern there. So really, really nice. It'd be interesting to see if we get photo etch girders and stuff for underneath the flight deck there. It'd be interesting to see. That would look fantastic. So there we go. And then finally we got this image here looking underneath the hull. You can see there the Yamato hull, and this is what I was talking about with the plating earlier. You can see there that red portion where it meets the grey portion at the stern, they've designed it so the hull plating sort of comes up and is chopped off at a 30-degree angle, which is strange, because no other kit manufacturer does that. But then who knows who's right, you know. But I personally believe this is the only correct shaped rudder. So yeah, very interesting. But you can see there how much that pontoon comes out that supports the structure for the island. Very nice, very, very nice indeed. And also there all the gun placements as well, you can see. Looking lovely. Okay, so that's it for the ship. The aircraft, you can see here we've got, these are the 3 aircraft that she was designed to carry. She apparently never did, but these are what you're going to get in the kit. So A6M50, common as much, we all know what that is. That's the fighter. Apparently she carried about 45 or would have carried about 45 of these. And then you've got the aircraft here, which I've never heard of, the Nakajima B6M Tenzan. We called it the Gilles. You know, we always gave the aircraft our own name, or the West gave it our own name. So that's obviously a torpedo bomber there. And then finally, you've got the third one. You've got the Nakajima C6N Stretch Cigar. No, it's called the Scion, and we called it the Myrt, M-Y-R-T. and that was their scout plane. So apparently she would have carried about 48 or 45 of the fighters, 45 of the torpedo bombers, and 6 of these apparently. That's what she was designed to take. So there we go. So yeah, so that's basically it. I've got no idea of pricing. I've got no real idea of release dates or anything, but I can count your bottom dollar. You'll see it probably on Sen Navy's channel first, or maybe here on my channel. But when that kit's released, it will be here. What they generally do with Sen, because he's on their doorstep and their postage costs them nothing, they generally send him a sort of test shot of just the sprues. So that's probably where you're going to see the sprues first. So that's where you'll find out what they've done with the hull and everything. And they wait till they've got the complete kit done before they send to me. Otherwise, you know, they're spending a fortune on postage to send everything twice. So there we go. Very, very much looking forward to this one. I will probably even build it. I say that, I probably will. It's a ship I absolutely love. It's the first super carrier. I think she was about 70,000 tons. You know, her armor was incredible. As I say, the flight deck was designed to withstand a 1,000-pound bomb. I'm not sure if she had a steel deck or a wooden plank deck. I know she had steel armor, but I'm not sure if she was planked in wood or just left steel. I know that a lot of people thought Taiho had a steel deck, and then later, sort of as camera imaging got better, it did appear that she did have wood over the steel plating. So it'd be interesting to see. So anyway, very much looking forward to that. Stay tuned for more, and I will show you that kit as soon as it's available in my pools. Thank you for watching. Bye for now.